when we talk about AI overviews, at the end of the day, it is a summarization, right? Summarization by nature are reductionist in nature. For example, if you had a 10,000 page document and I want a 1,000 page summary of it, I'm going to leave out certain details around it, right? When we have Google's AI overview kind of synthesize and summarize, let's say 10 pages altogether, there are chances that some of the publishers would be left out. How much of a issue do you think this is? Because earlier people used to think that, hey, if I'm going to put out great content out there, Google is going to use its page rank algorithm, and somehow I'm going to be featured up. Of course, you can always have the sponsored content, the paid content, which is going to be shown above you. But right now, if you look at the pecking order, the pecking order is first the AI overviews, then the paid search ads, and then at the last is the organic search. And if you're lucky, you might be shown there. So how do you see this playing out?
I mean, that's a problem for those publishers, right? Like it's a problem for anyone who's investing a lot of money in getting to the top of the search ranking. So previously, if you have a model like within a company that it's worth investing X in order to be number one because number one receives the most clicks, you've got to question that moving forwards to say, does that still have the same weight as it did a couple of years ago? And then if you're projecting that forward, is that still going to be as important in a year's time or 2 years' time? Like, should I be looking at something else instead? So that's definitely a thing that the companies who are looking at that and how much they invest in these areas, where do you want to go for the traffic? You care about getting the right clicks at the right price. And if you're no longer getting those from the organic results, got to be different. I do think that there'll be a game afoot for sure, right? Like as there was with getting the search rankings, there was back in the day of early search, there was black hat techniques and white techniques of doing this, a lot of backlinks when people kind of realized that Google's algorithm featured backlinks, just dumping like thousands of backlinks between a load of different websites to try and juice the algorithm to say, well, this one's got a lot of backlinks. Let's do this. Google eventually catches up with that game and shuts that game down and makes people do things differently. We'll see the same thing within the chat GPT world, or I say chat GPT, in the GPT world generally. People trying to figure out how do I make the most of this. Now, I don't know if you're seeing this, but I'm already seeing people in my LinkedIn feed who are claiming to have figured out the algorithm that ChatGPT used, and they can help you get better ranks on ChatGPT. Nonsense.
Mhm.
Like no one's figured this out just yet so far. And I think that we'll see a lot of claiming, and like we will see advertisers falling for that kind of stuff in the same way as they've fallen for scams in the past of people claiming that they've got this sorted, just give me X amount of money and I can get you ranked. It's unlikely to be true. Even if you figured it out for today, who knows what's going to be the ranking algorithm in a week or time so in a week or so's time. So I think that we will have to advertisers will have to watch this space very carefully. Back to the question, and they'll have to make decisions around like what is actually truth here? How do I make the right decision here? But to that question on like, as you were asking about the publishers, the publishers are the ones who will suffer from this. If they were reliant on ad revenue for directing people to their sites, clicks are going down. The AI overview is taking people away from those clicks and it's not going away. And Google are going to want to continue to keep those AI overviews there because they're making more money doing it. So I suspect those publishers are going to have to play a new game. The full circle of that, if you've got nothing to rank, like what do Google actually do? Right? So if you haven't got people competing to be number one on organic search, how much does that affect Google and what they're actually trying to rank and how easy it is for them to rank? I don't know. Surely the smart people at Google will be looking at that.